What's up, gamers? I'm here today with the nope, not 35XX, 28XX. I'm so used to saying 35XX. This is its little brother, and it comes in a very bright orange, and I can't wait to unbox this one. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we go. Here's this little tiny box here. It really is quite diminutive, and it's got some silver embossing here around the diagram or the illustration of the handheld. That's pretty cool. Other than that, it's pretty simple. It does mark that this is the orange one, of course, there on the side, but let's just get right into the device. There's not much here. There is a manual and no screen protector with this one, but there is a charging cable. Look, you can already see that orange. Shing! All right, look at that. That is so bright, so colorful. I mean, I really like Anbernic. I really like a lot of these retro handhelds, but I'm getting a little tired of the constant gray colors, gray and black. So I'm kind of happy to see a little dash of color in here, and there you have it, a nice bright orange. I also recently did an unboxing of the Powkiddy RG28XX Max 3, and it's also supposed to be orange. It is clearly not the same shade of orange. This is more like a mac and cheese orange. So mostly yellow with a hint of orange in there. This is orange. Just looking around here, we've got 2 card slots on the bottom, as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack, power, reset, volume rocker, your triggers on top, HDMI out, and your combo DC OTG port, as well as your menu button right here on top in the middle. These buttons are pretty small. You can see here, this is like a normal size D-pad. Here we go. Now they're next to each other. You can see it's quite a bit smaller. I don't know, 25-30% smaller maybe. The same goes for the face buttons. They are much smaller as well. That's okay. We've got a smaller device. Let's power it on and see what we have. Anbernic. Powered on pretty quick. So you have your game rooms, which has it sorted by console, and then your RetroArch ROMs, and so you can go through and look at those. You also have favorites, which I don't have any yet, your history, and your search, which is great. I like that they include search. Sometimes you don't get that function. That really helps you find games that you're looking for. We have App Center. Now this is new for the Powkiddy stock OS. We have not had this App Center until recently, but you can put music on this thing, videos. You have a video player now, an ebook reader, a file manager, and something called Expert. We also have settings here, which is pretty standard stuff. Let's dive into a game though and see what we can tell about these buttons. So they do have some preloaded artwork in here too, which is always nice to see. It might be for the whole Super Nintendo library. I think it is. Now this does have a 2.8-inch display, but it's still 640 by 480, and the text and stuff is really sharp on it. So I could actually, like, everything's really easy to read. I guess that pixels per inch or whatever is pretty high. Now this is not going to come with any Super Mario games, but I was looking for Donkey Kong Country Returns and I didn't see it. So I'm trying to find Sonic now and see if that's on here. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. Here we go. We'll try that out. It's pretty sharp, pretty colorful. Colors really pop off of here. I think the screen brightness is all the way up, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not the brightest screen I've ever seen, but it is a pretty good screen. Gotta get those rings. Oh yeah. So just playing through that first level there, I would say that the buttons are much more stiff than I expected them to be, and that's a good thing. I was afraid they would be too loose, being as this is a much smaller device, and they're absolutely not. They feel very responsive, but they also feel very tight. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that they will probably loosen up over time a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Let's see how that speaker sounds. Oh, one thing is that you see that volume comes up on the side like that. The screen, for whatever reason, they had to turn it sideways, which is kind of weird, and I guess they haven't quite figured out how to work that out with the stock OS yet, where to rotate like and put things in the right orientation other than the games. But your volume and some of your other like menu type items like that are going to be kind of flipped around in a weird way. So here's 100% volume. In case you get one of these and you're wondering, holding menu and pushing the start button at the same time exits the game. Let's try something else like Crazy Taxi 2. See how that plays on here. See, core remap file found or something. I didn't get to read it. It was turned sideways. With the stock OS, you can also adjust the brightness by holding menu and then using the volume rocker to make it dimmer or brighter. Oh, this has a vibration motor in it. Crazy Taxi haptic feedback works. I mean, this is all running really well. There's no stuttering on any of these games. I don't know why, but the inclusion of that haptic feedback really surprises me on a device this small, I guess. I wonder how that will affect overall battery life, because again, a device this small, you're not going to have a very big battery in here. So in summary, just some quick initial thoughts. The buttons do feel good. They're a little small, they're a little cramped. Obviously, on a device this size, you're going to have to deal with that. The triggers are very tiny, but at least R2 and L2 are raised up like this. It will be interesting to see how many of these get pulled off, because get snagged and pulled off right there. But you know, you got to do something to differentiate between those buttons. I think the sound quality is decent on a device this size. I'm absolutely loving this orange color, and the screen is honestly very, very sharp. But I'll be testing this out more for a full review, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you want to know about this device. If you have any questions or something you'd like for me to test, I would love to do that. But until then, stay kind and encouraging out there, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.